4:17 a.m. That's when my phone buzzed with a Venmo notification. $7,000 just appeared in my account while I was asleep. Now, before you think I'm here to sell you some crypto scheme or drop shipping course, let me tell you something that'll blow your mind. That $7,000 was earned by systems I set up 2 years ago. Systems that run while I sleep, while I'm at the gym, while I'm having dinner with my family. But here's what nobody tells you about passive income, about wealth building, about financial freedom. It's not passive at all. At least not at first. Let me take you back to September 2023. I'm sitting in a Dallas Starbucks at 5:32 in the morning, watching a man in a $15,000 Patek Philippe check his laptop, smile, close it, and leave. Entire interaction, 4 minutes. I was curious, borderline obsessed actually, so I did something crazy. I introduced myself in the parking lot. His name was Marcus, 41 years old, 3 kids, owns a portfolio of automated businesses that generate between $80,000 and $90,000 monthly. And here's what he told me that changed everything. Rich people don't wake up early to work harder. They wake up early to work on the machine while everyone else is still dreaming about escaping the machine. Marcus invited me to shadow his morning routine for 1 week. Just 1 week. What I discovered wasn't a secret. It was a complete reframe of how wealth actually works. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. You're not broke because you don't work hard enough. You're broke because you're selling hours instead of building systems. Let me show you exactly what Marcus does between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., and more importantly, how you can start implementing the same framework, even if you're currently living paycheck to paycheck. Monday morning, 4:03 a.m. Marcus's alarm goes off, not to some generic iPhone ringtone. To complete silence. He told me something fascinating. Wealthy people don't jolt awake in panic mode. They transition consciously. First 30 minutes, Marcus doesn't touch his phone, doesn't check email, doesn't look at social media. Instead, he drinks 32 ounces of water with Celtic sea salt and lemon. Then he sits in his home office, lights off, and does what he calls revenue review ritual. Here's what that actually means. He opens a simple spreadsheet that tracks every income stream he owns. Rental property in Austin, automated digital product, dividend portfolio, small equity stake in a friend's software company, Amazon FBA business. Each line shows revenue from the past 24 hours. Most people check their bank account and feel anxiety. Marcus checks his and feels confirmation that his systems worked while he slept. The difference? Psychology. By 4:47 a.m., Marcus has identified which income stream needs attention. Not which one is broken, which one needs optimization. On this particular Monday, his digital product had generated $3,200 over the weekend, but his Amazon business only did $400. Instead of panicking, he spends exactly 45 minutes analyzing the Amazon data. Not working in the business. Working on it. He discovers his main product is ranking lower because a competitor launched a similar item at a lower price point. 30 minutes later, he's adjusted his listing, lowered his price by $3, and added a limited time bundle offer. Total active work time, 1 hour, 12 minutes. Potential revenue impact over next 30 days, estimated $11,000. Here's what blew my mind. Marcus doesn't do any of the actual fulfillment. Amazon handles shipping. A virtual assistant in the Philippines handles customer service. A freelance copywriter updates his listings quarterly. Marcus's job is pure strategy. Pure leverage. This is the first millionaire code. Wealthy people don't manage tasks, they manage systems that manage tasks. By 6:15 a.m., most people are hitting snooze for the 3rd time. Marcus is already at his home gym. But here's where it gets interesting. He's not just working out. He's listening to earnings calls from companies he's researching for investment. Last month, he caught something in a Tesla earnings call that made him buy 200 shares of a battery supplier 3 days before a major contract announcement. Those shares are up 31%. Did he get lucky? No. He created luck by doing what 99% of people won't do. Consume strategic information during time everyone else wastes. By 7:04 a.m., Marcus is showered, dressed, and sitting down for breakfast with his kids before they go to school. This part broke my assumptions completely. I thought rich people sacrificed family for wealth. Marcus does the opposite. He built wealth so he could be present for family. He told me something I'll never forget. If you're too busy to eat breakfast with your kids, you don't have a business, you have a job that you gave yourself. Here's the core lesson. The thing that separates people who build wealth from people who chase it. The wealthy don't optimize their day for productivity. They optimize their life for leverage, then build their day around maintaining that leverage. Let me break down the actual framework Marcus taught me, the one I've now implemented in my own life. Framework Part 1. The 3 income tiers. Marcus showed me that all income falls into 3 categories. Tier 1, direct labor income. You trade time for money. This is your 9 to 5, your freelance gigs, your hourly work. This tier has a hard ceiling because you only have 24 hours. Tier 2, leveraged income. You create something once, it pays you repeatedly. Digital products, royalties, automated businesses, done-for-you services with systems. Tier 3, passive capital income. Your money makes money without your involvement. Dividends, real estate appreciation, index funds, peer-to-peer lending. Here's the millionaire pattern Marcus showed me in his own journey. At age 27, 100% of his income was Tier 1. He was a corporate consultant making $83,000 yearly. Good money, but capped. At age 30, he started a side business creating Excel templates for small businesses. Tier 2 income. First year, made $4,000 total. Felt like a failure. But year 2, made $19,000. Year 3, made $61,000. By year 4, his Tier 2 income exceeded his Tier 1 salary. He quit consulting. Age 33, he took 50% of his Tier 2 profits and invested in dividend stocks and a rental property. Tier 3 activated. Today, at 41, his income breakdown is Tier 1, 0. Tier 2, 70%. Tier 3, 30%. Total annual income. Roughly 1.1 million. Framework Part 2. The Morning Leverage Audit. This is what Marcus does every single morning between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. He asks himself 3 questions. Question 1. Which of my income systems made money in the last 24 hours without my direct involvement? Question 2. Which system has the highest ROI on my time investment? Question 3. What's the one bottleneck I can remove today that will increase output tomorrow? These 3 questions guide his entire day. Most people wake up reactive, checking email, responding to texts, putting out fires. Marcus wakes up proactive, optimizing machines. Framework Part 3. The 10-80-10 rule. This one changed my life personally. Marcus spends 10% of his time creating new income streams, 80% maintaining and optimizing existing streams, 10% learning and networking. Most people do the opposite. They spend 80% of their time maintaining a single income stream, their job, 10% dreaming about new ideas they never execute, and 10% complaining about being tired. The ratio determines your trajectory. Now let me give you the exact action steps you can implement, starting tomorrow morning, even if you're currently working a full-time job and have 0 passive income. Action Step 1. Set your alarm for 1 hour earlier than usual. I know. You're tired. But here's the thing. You're not tired because you lack sleep. You're tired because you lack purpose. That first week I woke at 5 a.m., I was exhausted. Week 2, my body adjusted. Week 3, I started waking up naturally at 4:50 a.m. Why? Because I was excited about what I was building. Use that first hour for pure leverage activity. Not checking email, not scrolling, building. Action Step 2. Create your own revenue review ritual, even if your additional revenue is currently 0. Open a spreadsheet. List 5 potential income streams you could create in the next 12 months. Digital product, freelance skill, investment portfolio, rental property, online course, whatever aligns with your skills. Every morning, spend 15 minutes researching one of these streams. In 30 days, you'll have 7.5 hours of focused research. That's more than 99% of people do in a year. Action Step 3. Implement the automation question. For every task you do more than twice, ask, can this be automated, delegated, or eliminated? If you're manually invoicing clients, automate with software. If you're scheduling social media posts individually, use a scheduler. If you're answering the same customer questions repeatedly, create an FAQ document or chatbot. Every hour you automate is an hour you can spend building new leverage. Marcus has a rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes but I do it more than 3 times weekly, I automate it or pay someone $8 on Fiverr to do it. Action step 4. Start your Tier 2 income stream this month. Not next year. Not when you have more time. This month. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to exist. If you're a designer, create a template pack and sell it for $19. If you're a writer, compile your best advice into a $15 ebook. If you're a marketer, record your process as a course. Your first Tier 2 income stream will probably make less than $1,000 in year 1. That's not the point. The point is you're building the muscle of creating leverage. Marcus's first digital product made $4,000 in 12 months. Felt like nothing, but it proved the concept. It showed him that money could come in while he slept. That psychological shift is worth more than the dollars. Action step 5. Invest in Tier 3, no matter how small. If you can only invest $50 monthly, do it. Put it in a broad market index fund. The amount doesn't matter yet. The habit matters, because the wealthy don't become wealthy by making a lot of money. They become wealthy by keeping a lot of money and making their money work. Marcus told me his biggest regret wasn't that he didn't start investing earlier. It was that he didn't start with tiny amounts to build the habit. He waited until he had $5,000 saved before his first investment. But if he'd started with $100 monthly at age 23, he'd have an extra $140,000 today just from that habit. Here's what I want you to understand. The 4 a.m. Millionaire Code isn't about waking up early to hustle harder. It's about waking up to design systems that hustle for you. It's about protecting your morning, your mind, your money from the chaos of reaction and instead choosing the clarity of creation. That Venmo notification I got at 4:17 a.m.? It was a customer buying a financial templates bundle I created 18 months ago. Took me 43 hours total to create. Has now generated over $96,000. That's $2,232 per hour of initial effort. Not because I'm special, not because I have some secret knowledge, but because I stopped selling hours and started building systems. Right now, at this very moment, there are people making more money asleep than you'll make this month awake. That's not a flex. That's not an insult. That's an invitation. An invitation to stop being impressed by wealth and start implementing the systems that create it. Tomorrow morning, your alarm will go off. You'll have a choice. Hit snooze and stay in the pattern that's kept you stuck. Or get up 1 hour earlier and start building the machine that sets you free. The millionaires aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They're just awake while you're still dreaming. So wake up, not just tomorrow. Wake up to the truth that your time is your only non-renewable asset, and the only way to multiply it is to build systems that work when you don't. The 4 a.m. Club isn't about the time. It's about the commitment to build wealth instead of just earning income. Your future self, the one living off passive systems, the one eating breakfast with their family at 7 a.m. without checking a single work email, that version of you is waiting. They're waiting for you to take the first step. Set the alarm, do the work, build the system, become inevitable.